Hello, today I am going to discuss some applications of the echo method. By the echo method, we can determine the speed of sound. We can determine the range of the distance. It's clear. Later we will study sonar. There is a sound navigation and ranging. Then in sound navigation and ranging, by this method we can determine the range of distances. It's clear that what is the approximate distance. Similarly, radar, radio detection and ranging, both are having the same principle. They are based on the echo method. It's clear. But here we use ultrasonic waves and here we use radio waves or microwaves. That is the electromagnetic wave. It's clear. And there is one more application of echo method. By the echo method, we can determine the speed of sound. This is the first application of the principle of echo. And by using the principle of echo, we can determine the speed of sound. It's clear. Now, for all these purposes, we use ultrasonic waves. Ultrasonic waves, ultrasonic waves. What is the difference between the sonic waves? Sonic waves whose frequency lies in between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz, while ultrasonic waves have the frequency greater than 20,000 Hz. It is clear. Or we sometimes also write it as 20 kilohertz. It's clear. 20 kilohertz. Frequency is greater than this. So, by using ultrasonic waves, we can determine so why do we use ultrasonic waves in sonar or in determining the speed of sound by the echo method? Why do we use ultrasonic waves? Because they possess a very huge amount of energy as compared to the sonic waves. Sonic waves means those waves whose frequency lies in between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. It's clear. So these possess a very huge amount of energy as compared to sonic waves. Though they travel with the same speed, speed will remain same. If you talk about the speed, this and this both will have the same speed in air, same speed in water. It's clear. So they are traveling with the same speed, but ultrasonic waves are having more energy, huge energy. Therefore, they can travel undeviated up to a very long distance. In other words, we can say that we can confine it into a narrow beam. It can be confined into a narrow beam. It's clear. There is one more thing. Because of its high frequency, it is not easily absorbed by the medium. Sonic waves are absorbed, but this is not easily absorbed. Now see here. How will you determine the speed of sound? By echo method. So in this method, we generally don't use the ultrasonic waves. Ultrasonic waves are used for determining the very long distances. It's clear. So here we can use anything, any sound source. So in order to determine the speed of sound by echo method, here we will stand at some known distance from a high-rise building. This is a high-rise building, and from this high-rise building at a known distance we will stand. It's clear. At known distance, it may be 100 meter, 200 meter. That depends upon the intensity of the sound which you are going to produce. It's clear. Suppose here I am standing at a distance, and here I am standing at a distance d from the high-rise building. Now you have some gun. So when you will fire upward, what will happen? As soon as you fire upward, a sound will be produced, and that sound will travel in all the direction. It will travel towards the high-rise building, as well as opposite to that, as well as upward, as well as downward. But here we are concerned only with this. So here, with the help of gun, you fire in the upward direction, sound will produce. So as soon as the sound is produced, you start the stopwatch. You start the stopwatch as soon as the sound is produced. It's clear. Now what will happen? Sound will travel in this direction. After suffering reflection from here, it will be returned back. It will be returned back. It's clear. And this distance should be more than 17 meter, that we know. That is required for producing the echo. So here I have taken 100 meter, 200 meter, anything you can take, you some known distance. So as soon as you will fire, you will instantaneously hear a sound. That will be the direct sound which is reaching in your eardrum. Then after few seconds you will hear one more sound similar to this. That will be the echo, and that is reaching here to you, going towards the high-rise building, suffering reflection, and then returned back. It's clear. And now you will hear the echo. So you record that time in which the sound, you have heard the direct sound, and the instant at which you have heard the echo. Means you will record that timing at which, that is time interval in between hearing direct sound, the instant at which you have heard the direct sound and hearing an echo. It's clear. Between these two instants, we will determine between these two timings, we will determine the difference. So we will get that time in which sound travels from here to here, suffers reflection and reaches once again to you. Suffers reflection and reaches once again to you. Means we will get the time interval to cover how much distance, d distance in going and d distance in returning. Let this time is t. Distance covered, distance will be what? It will be d plus d. It is clear, 2d. It is clear. What will be the time here? What is this time here? It is the time interval between these two instants, when the direct sound is heard and when the person is hearing an echo. It is clear. So that difference of those timings is the time. Difference of that timing will be the time interval in moving the difference of those timings will be the time taken by the sound in covering this distance. It is clear. These two timings difference will be the distance taken by the sound in covering this distance. So what will be the velocity of sound? Velocity will be equal to 2d upon t. This will be the velocity of sound. This way you can determine the velocity. It is clear. Now see here, but this, in order to determine the speed of sound, this we will not do only one time. We will stand at some known distances. We will stand at some different known distances, and at every time we will determine the time and determine velocity. And then average of those velocity will be the average speed of sound. Means what? What is its meaning? Means once you are standing at a distance of 50 meter, record the time interval and determine velocity. Then you are standing at 100 meter, record the distance, record the time, and then determine the velocity. Then you do the same procedure by standing in front of another high-rise building at a distance of 150 meter or at a distance of 100 meter. Once again you record time and determine the velocity. So we will repeat this procedure number of times, taking different distances as well as standing in front of different high-rise buildings. It is clear. And then average values of all those velocities which we get in each observation, that will be the average of those velocities will be the speed of sound. It is clear. So this is the determination of speed of sound by the echo method. Now I am going to tell you usage of echoes by bats, dolphins and fishermen. What is the usage of, and that you can get on in your book on page 151. Usage of echoes by bats. That you know what are bats. Bats means chamgadar. In Hindi we say chamgadar. So bats, dolphins and fishermen. Now see here, as we know that bat cannot see, means the vision of bat is zero. That bat is not able to see anything. Now he can fly by using the principle of echo. He flies. Now as we know that bat is producing a twittering sound. It is producing a twittering sound, and whose frequency, that sound is of very high pitch. High pitch means more frequency. That sound is of very high frequency, means the frequency of the sound which is produced by the bat, it is nearly more than 20 kilohertz. This high frequency sound, it helps in bat to flying. And how? See here, when bat is flying, suppose this is the bat, here I have made like a dibba, and this is the bat. Bat is flying in this direction. Continuously it is emitting a high pitch sound, a sound of high frequency, which is traveling with what speed? With nearly 340 meter per second in air. It is clear. While the bat is, what is the speed of flying of bat? It will not be more than 2 meter per second, not more than that. Means the speed of flying of bat is much smaller as compared to the speed of sound produced by the bat. This thing should be very clear. Speed of flying of bat is much smaller as compared to the speed of sound produced by the bat. Means sound travels very faster as compared to his own speed. It is clear. Now if there is any obstacle in its path, so sound will reach much earlier to the obstacle as compared to this. Sound will reach here very quickly. It will suffer the reflection and once again return back. If there is any obstacle, then on colliding to that obstacle, it will suffer reflection and return back, and bat will be able to hear an echo. And as soon as bat hears the echo, so what will happen? Bat will change its path of flying. Now it will fly in some other direction. It is clear. So here echo helps in flying to the bat. It is clear. Here what will happen? Once again I am explaining. As we know that bat is producing a twittering sound. That sound is of very high frequency, traveling with this speed in the air or in air. Now while the bat is flying with a much lower speed, So suppose bat is flying in some particular direction and there is any obstacle in that direction. So what will happen? Because of high speed, sound will reach earlier at that obstacle, suffers reflection and returns back towards the bat. Bat will be able to hear an echo, and after hearing the echo, bat will start flying in some different direction. It is because of this reason that if a bat is trapped in a very big room, if it is trapped, then what will happen? It will keep on moving haphazardly in different direction. It will keep on moving haphazardly in the different directions. It's clear. So this is echo is helping to the bats in flying. Now this is known as the sound ranging. This process of detecting the obstacle is called the sound ranging. It's clear. Means process of detecting obstacle. Here actual distance is not determined. Obstacle by using echo method. Is called sound ranging. That is called the sound ranging. It's clear. Now similarly dolphins also detect their enemy and obstacle. It's clear that you know what are dolphins. Dolphins also detect their enemy or obstacle by emitting ultrasonic waves and hearing their echo. It's clear. Ultrasonic waves and hearing their echo. Similarly, a fisherman, in order to locate the position of the fish inside the sea, fisherman uses a special type of boat. In that boat, there is a ultrasonic transmitter and receiver is fixed. Here, an ultrasonic transmitter and receiver is fixed very close to each other. Suppose this is the transmitter which is producing the ultrasonic waves, and this is the receiver. It's clear. Now see here, means how fisherman finds the position of fish inside the sea. So see here, there is a special type of boat. Now here ultrasonic vibrator and ultrasonic receiver, it is fixed here. Now what will happen? Suppose the boat is standing here at some position in the river or in the sea, it is standing. Now here suppose there is any obstacle. Obstacle will be in between. It is clear. Obstacle will be in between. So this ultrasonic transmitter will send the ultrasonic waves in the downward direction. It will send the ultrasonic waves in the underwater. If there is any obstacle, what will happen? These ultrasonic waves will get reflected. And once again they will reach to the receiver. Ultrasonic waves will get reflected and once again they will reach to the receiver. It's clear. If there is no obstacle, these ultrasonic waves will go up to the river bed or up to the seabed. But if there is any obstacle, then what will happen? These ultrasonic waves will go up to that obstacle, suffering the reflection and return back, and that returned sound, that reflected sound is intercepted by the receiver, and a time is recorded that in between the instant at which the sound is produced by the ultrasonic wave. Time is recorded in between the instant at which the sound has been sent in the downward direction and the instant at which the receiver has received the sound. It is clear. So by recording that time interval in between the timings at which the transmitter has sent the ultrasonic pulse underwater and then the instant at which the receiver has intercepted the reflected sound. By recording that time and using the known value of speed of sound in water, which is nearly 1400 meter per second. It's clear. We will record the time interval in which sound reaches from here to the obstacle and then obstacle to this. We will get the D. D will be equal to V into T upon 2. Why it will be V into T upon 2? Just now we have seen V equals to 2 into D upon T. If this is the depth is equal to D. So how much distance is covered? 2D. So 2D distance it travelled. So V equals to 2D upon T. So D equals to V into T upon 2. It is clear. V into T upon 2. It is clear. Now usage of echoes by sonar, the same thing is there. Sonar is the sound navigation and ranging. By sound navigation principle of by using sound navigation and ranging, we can determine the depth of any obstacle inside the sea, inside the river, in the water. So that you can do. That is the same thing. It is clear. Now see here in radar, what is the difference between sonar and radar? In sonar we use the ultrasonic waves, which are the mechanical waves which necessarily require material medium for their propagation, and their speed is not very large as in case of the radio wave. What is the speed? Speed is 340 meter per second. In radar, what happens? We use the ultrasonic, we use the radio waves, radio detection and ranging. Whole working is just like the sonar process. But here we use the radio waves, microwaves, which are you can say that small frequency waves, and what is that high frequency waves, and what is the speed is 3 into 10.8 meter per second. 3 into 10.8 meter per second. It is clear. These waves are used. Microwaves are radio waves. Now there is a very big towers, and in these towers, if antenna is fixed, that antenna is consisting the transmitter as well as receiver both. It's clear. And it is keep on rotating around the tower. Keep on rotating around the tower means it is sending the radio waves in the different direction. It sends the radio waves in the different directions. It is clear. Now radio waves will move in all the directions. Suppose if there is any enemy plane in any direction. In any direction there is an enemy plane. So what will happen? The radio waves which are produced from here, they will collide with the enemy plane. They will collide with the body of the enemy plane. And then after colliding, what will happen? They will be reflected back from the body of the plane. They will be reflected back from the body of the plane. And radar, this receiver will detect that reflected sound. When receiver will detect that reflected sound, what will happen? We will get the difference of the timings at which the sound is sent, at which the electromagnetic wave has been sent, radio wave has sent, and when it has been once again intercepted here. That time interval we will get. Speed is known to us, so we will get the idea of the distance. 3 into 10.8 meter per second. So what is the D? D equals to V into T upon 2. So V is given to us 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Time we have recorded in this way, and this is a very sophisticated, means very advanced radar are there, in which they record the time with the accuracy of microseconds, that is 10 to the power minus 6 seconds. By this much accuracy they record the time, and automatically the approximate distance will be displayed, that the enemy plane is at this much distance from this radar station. From this radar station it is at this much distance in this direction. So that information is passed to the concerned authorities, and then that plane is intercepted. It is clear. Similarly, usage of echo in the medical field. In medical field we use for the ultrasonography. Ultrasonography, it is the imaging procedure of the liver or gallbladder or uterus or womb. It is the imaging process. Means we take the image of these organs of the body with the help of ultrasonography. Similarly, there is a echocardiography. In that also we take the image of the echo. It's clear. We take the image of the heart. So by that way, so it is also used in the medical field. So these are the applications of the echo method. It's clear. Now by determining these, by using sonar process or by using the radar process, we can determine the distance. It's clear. By using the echo method we can determine the speed of sound. So this is all about in this lecture. In the next lecture we will do the numericals of this chapter. It's clear. Thank you.